널 기다렸어.
We're back here at SPL20 Tasteless in Valdez. We've had some kick-ass games today, dude.
Yeah, that last one was a bit of a shocker. Maru taking a loss to Super, his first of Pro League 2016. And that ties everything up. And as you were saying, that actually gives the Afreeca Freaks a chance.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what we go to game 4, and actually I think, although Patience versus SOS was super exciting, when you go past that game, I think Symbol and Rogue is the next most interesting, because that's a real toss-up. Rogue has been in a bit of a slump so far.
Yeah, we'll see if he can, continue with... He seems to do okay in Pro League, just not so good in individual league. So let's see if he can continue with that, if he's got a cool build for CVZ.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. This could definitely go to the ace match, buddy. That was one loss back there that the Junior Green Wings were not supposed to have. Morrow was not supposed to lose that game.
And SOS winning his one was an interesting one, too. Well, let's take a look at the predictions. 7-0 here for Cure.
Now, I love Billowy. I think he's a great player, but Cure is just very scary nowadays.
He's back in form, man. He's doing better and better. He made the round of 4 once again over at GSL.
That's right. I feel like he's still underrated.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
For sure.
Even for me, and I cast him all the time, it's not the guy I immediately think of when I think of Terran, but he's damn good. Billowy, he's been a cheeky guy too, though. Let's see what he's got in store in this game. All right, in the upper left, in the purple, from the Afreeca Freaks, it's Billowy. And in the bottom right, in the green, Cure.
Cure's got the Harry Potter glasses on. He's had those for a while.
You're a wizard, Harry.
He says that Kanata is really handsome.
He's not wrong about that.
Yeah.
We've got a very stellar-looking lineup of casters down here, if I may say so.
That's why we're on stage, Tasteless.
That's right.
They wanted to get our pretty faces up here.
Well, you're basically the brains, and I'm the looks here. I'm just this caster piece of arm candy for Valdez.
Yeah, you don't say much, but it's okay. But you just show your face.
Yeah, I know. I give one wink into the camera, and all of the stream chat gets pregnant. So, guys, we are now going into this match. We already had some crazy upsets. Don't count this game as one where that couldn't happen as well. Cure, though, a teammate of Maru, a playstyle that's similar enough to Maru. You know what I'm saying? Just overall good fundamentals. Let's see how this game goes. We're on our classic King Sejong Station map here.
And I wonder if we're going to see some more aggression. That Adept Stalker all-in with the double upgrades was quite nice.
It's been pretty popular lately. Adept Stalker is just
popping. Yeah,
it's just a good strat. It's a good style of play. Let's actually talk about why it's good too. So when you look at what the Adept Stalker combo, or we've seen it with Phoenixes as well. The Adepts, because they can shade in, you get to pick exactly where you want to fight. And a lot of times, it's not just about who has a bigger army, it's about who has a better angle, a la concave, convex, yada, 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 yada. But with the Adepts, you can actually come in, like behind them, for instance, and of course you shade pretty fast, so there's actually not as much Terran can do about it. And then the Stalkers can come in and with Blink as well.
Yeah.
And then you just like have better surface area.
It's super mobile.
You get to pick it. Terran does not.
Yeah, you can't get kited, especially there, because there's nowhere to go. You got your third base there. You got your ramp. You're not going to, funnel yourself, up the ramp, because you're just going to, you're going to get killed if you're doing that. So,
and it usually happens at the Terran's third base.
Yeah.
These fights where it's like Terran might have a good position. Terran's always had to rely to some degree on turtling and hiding and defending. And I think with the Adepts, cowards indeed. That's why I'm a Protoss player. I'm a manly man guy.
We just all
kick in the
kill
door,
stuff.
take no prisoners. But when you look at it in all seriousness, I mean, it is something where like Protoss players have pretty effectively exploited this feature in the game, and it's something that Terran players are having to adapt and recover from. And I think some of the ways that they've done that is to kind of not play with this sparse defense that if you just got the right angles here, you're going to be fine. Do see that that SCB over there in the top right, tucked away.
Probably just going to go for a scout a little bit later on, probably towards the third base, wants to see the timing. Could also get a good read on what kind of strategy is coming across, because who knows? I mean, Billowy's on the same team as Super. Maybe he makes a third base and 5 gates and just goes across and tries to kill
Yeah,
Q2.
dude, that's actually a good point. Mara was playing very well, but I do think the direction he took that build order was a bit problematic.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I mean, Kier's getting a very fast third CC here. You see his tech is delayed because of it. His factory is coming out here. What time is it? It's actually 4 minutes into
here.
the game. So, going to be at a bit of a better spot, I'd say. And here's that scout. Not seeing much.
Yeah, it's just not getting that much information there. I do like that pylon, though, put out there to spot. That's actually pretty smart. Okay, so Billowy's going to take a quick third, and we saw Mario try to push out and deny that third, and this is like just a third base. It's kind of hard to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's actually pretty far away.
You basically don't. This is why this map creates these long, really fun macro games, because third base is pretty easy to defend, especially for Protoss, especially back in the day with all the sentry play that we used to see. You got like a nice little choke over there and some, rocks in the way. And
it looks like Billowy's actually going to go for, just a solid late game. He's actually getting double forges. He is going for DTs, which is kind of interesting, as well as a War Prism. So I assume he's just going to try to do some DT harass. I mean, you could pretty much get away with it, right? So no harm, no foul in the direction that Protoss wants to go late game if you just incorporate a couple DTs to keep Terran a little bit busy, maybe make Terran spend a few scans, maybe make Terran make a few extra turrets that they didn't necessarily want to get.
Yeah, and you can see that blink here finishing up the research pretty much just for defense in case Kier was going to do a more aggressive style like what Maru wanted to do in that last game. But the drop's only coming out now, 2 medevacs to complete.
We have a scan here to confirm what Kier probably already suspected was that the third should be up and running over there. So the War Prism's probably going to warp in some DTs outside the main. He's going to pick that up and just probably start flying around, doing a little bit of harass. We see that the Glaives upgrade is being acquired here by Billowy as well. Now, Kier is taking his third base, albeit a little bit later. It's a safer third base to take at this point in time in the game. But, of course, taking that third base now may spread Kier a little bit thin here. He may have defense and resources put to try to hold that third base, and then, the DTs come into the main and do a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely going for the main here. Generally a good spot to drop. And a couple of turrets were made. Looks like actually 2 turrets here. So he's very well protected, even a small amount of units grouped up to deal with anything like this.
Yeah, it looks like Billowy might try to go into the... into the area where there is no turrets, but I think there's enough units there that's a little bit risky. But yeah, so far, Kier not really touched. I mean, this is a game where both these guys showing a lot of respect for each other and really playing a very careful game. Where this is really going to pick up in the next few minutes here as we kind of now fully enter into mid-game.
Once again, a focus on double upgrades for Billowy. We saw it out of Super 2 with the build that he did. Here comes the DT drop. There's even a scan, so forced to just pick up right away and get out of there.
Liberator's out here now, and so he's going to have to go ahead and get out of here. He's actually dropping out the DTs, and I think this angle might be bad enough that there's no way that he can actually get out there safely. And I think here, Terran should probably start pushing. I mean, look at these supplies, Valdez. 117 to 147.
Kier's just been macroing really just quite well. He hasn't put on much pressure. He's beginning to make Liberators. And it looks like he wants to possibly go to that third base. This is a decently early time
fourth base, actually. Yeah. Now, we saw someone kill that little bear there last time.
Don't do it again.
Leave him alone.
Please.
Those things are endangered. Uh-oh. He's right in the middle of the fray. Okay. Stimmy coming forward.
Sides.
If he oversteps any further, then he's going to trigger those Widow Mines. He's got to be careful about that. Terran can basically occupy this area and stop probes from mining over there. And here comes the Liberator harass. This is going to be pretty tricky right now for Billowy. He's about to be hit from many different corners.
Does have a pylon over there. The Widow Mines do go off, one of them at least, but he pushes this back. But at the same time, he's pulling the whole army out of position on the right side of the map.
He's starting to push through here with these rocks. He's got some liberation zones set up. Protoss is going to have to be prepared. Meanwhile, the army for Cure is on the run, headed southbound.
2-2 about to finish up here for Billowy. He can definitely take a very strong fight. Got a lot of gateways too, looking to come from two sides.
Oh! No mothership core there. That means no pylon cannons. This is actually a really tough angle. And I think the rest of this army, he might be able to sandwich this.
Looks like that's what he wants to do. He's going to blink underneath the Liberators and focus him down. And he should be able to clean up the rest of this army as well.
But I think there's more here for Cure coming from the bottom. Am I incorrect about this?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is.
We're actually missing at the DT, doing a bit of damage. But here's the rest of Cure's army.
Yeah, he's coming up now, continuing to push forward with these mines. Cure with just more supply overall. Another scan comes down here to see what's on the high ground. Can he get up there and start getting that immortal?
Looks like he should be able to. He's got to focus it down here, a scan to make sure the path is clear. And he's got to force his way through now, going to burrow those Widow Mines too.
Oh, this is actually pretty scary. I think Cure might just break Billowy. He might just barely have the muscle. We saw Billowy scratching his head for a second there, and I think that actually is game. The force that is Cure has done it. GG!
There you have it. Cure just making more stuff, it looked like, right? Maybe getting a bit greedy with the fourth base timing and all the upgrades and the tech there for the Protoss.
Yeah.
Cure just making more stuff and killing him. He outmaneuvered him a little bit with the attack towards the fourth base and then going to attack the rocks.
I think there was a lot that Cure did that's hard for, you know, the common gamer to see. I mean, he just had perfect macro. If you look at that, the supply difference was one where it's like, clearly Cure has way more, despite expanding later than the Protoss. And I mean, sometimes that's how games won. A lot of times it's tactics and strategy. In this case, it's just the sheer mechanical will of Cure making way too much for his opponent to handle.
Yeah, that's why Cure is a fantastic Terran and he finds so much success. He has some of the best macro out of all the Terrans we do have out here. And you can see Billowy is a bit miffed, a little bit unhappy with that loss.
Well, I mean, that was pretty brutal. That's not normally like what a Pro League game looks like, you know? That almost looks like it was two different players. Whoops. All right, I think I could join into this game now. We're having some bug in BattleNet. Okay, we're in the game now. But yeah, that looked like it was two players from two different divisions. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, Cure, bigger, faster, stronger, right there.
It's kind of like High Masters versus Grandmasters.
It's like heavyweight versus featherweight there. I mean, they're just...
It's
like, this is why we have divisions, okay? So some guy who's like 220 pounds isn't just nailing a guy who's 135 or something.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Cure just had more stuff.
That's essentially, that was like the story of that game, you know?
Yeah. Normally...
He defended all the drops. He took no damage, basically. Billowy let him... You know, he was trying to do some drops, but they didn't really work out.
Right.
And he pulled him out of position. He got his army totally out of position. Then he started attacking the back rocks, and that's when stuff started falling apart.
That's about it. I mean, we're going to have to go to this next match. It's going to be a ZVZ here. Now, Rogue has been having a hard time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In individual leagues, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. If Rogue can pull this out, I mean, that's going to be the end for the Afreeca Freaks, unfortunately.
I would expect him to. I think he feels a little bit more comfortable in this Pro League format, the best of ones. He's good at preparing builds for players, and you saw Symbol. He doesn't even have a picture, so he's not. He's
shadow
like not
nerd.
even a player right now.
That's right. He was actually in that shade form right now.
Yeah.
Like right when he had to go into the booth, he would whoosh, and we saw his ghost form just move over to the booth, then whoosh,
even though he's
right
a Zerg player, it's like one of your dreams.
That's right. Yeah, it's like one of my weird casting dreams where I'm like
I
that
thought I was
doesn't make
playing
any sense.
Zerg. Yeah.
And we should be jumping into that game in just a little bit here. We do not have our generic Green Wings player in the lobby yet. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but hopefully we'll start this soon.